With Genesis 1 just about a week away, there's so much that we don't yet know about what to expect in this revamped version of one of the most interesting and iconic Ark Survival Evolved maps. While we can expect to receive a lot of information over the next week as we get closer to the release date of June 25th, I wanted to go over everything Wildcard has shared with us so far through community crunches and the IGN Live and some other sources, and also hear from you guys what you think about the things that we don't yet have any confirmation on. So if you're as excited as I am for Genesis Part 1 to come to ASA, hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here. So what's free and what's not? I keep getting this question a lot, so I feel like I have to add a small section at the beginning to explain this. Genesis 1 is a free map, and so is the Paleoctopus. Apart from that, anything associated with Tides of Fortune is a paid DLC for Bob's True Tales. This is going to include the Tide Pup, the new pirate ships, skins, and probably some structures and other cool additions. We don't yet know the cost of this DLC, but I expect we will get a price this weekend with the community crunch, or even possibly its own standalone announcement. Bob's True Tales was a 3-part DLC for Extinction, Aberration, and Scorched Earth and cost $30 USD. There's a very good chance that Bob's True Tales, which will cover Genesis 1 and Genesis 2, which will be coming in 2027, will either be somewhere between $20 and $30. Again, we don't yet know this at the time of me putting out this video. That could change, but yeah, that's the situation. Now, let's talk about the ocean and other biomes. I think the most important change to ASA's version of Genesis is the ocean biome. We know for a fact that the map is going to be changing, but we don't know exactly how this is going to look. There will be a new water physics, and according to Jeremy at the IGN Live, there will be weather systems. They have confirmed that there will be randomized procedural islands and fortresses. These may be something to do with missions or be similar to how the outposts and the crates worked in Lost Colony. I really hope they found a way to reduce a lot of the lag that came with these in Lost Colony. A lot of people had issues with, crashing, especially in the city, or, with the outposts just not despawning or leaving structures behind that were not breakable. However, besides telling us these things and telling us that there's going to be a map-wide ocean, they've given us very little information on how this is going to affect the other 4 biomes. Because if you don't know, Genesis Part 1 had 5 biomes: the ocean biome, the bog biome, the volcano biome, the Arctic biome, and the lunar biome. Now, they've only been talking about the ocean biome, so we don't know how this is going to affect the other 4. Will they be islands we sail to? Will they exist in their own sphere or level and we have to teleport to them? Or has Wildcard secretly already shown us what to expect? More on this at the end, and again, this is just my own theory. Now let's talk about the reveals. Let's take a look at some of the reveals we've gotten so far, starting with the most recent. This one brought a lot of questions to the community because Wildcard revealed that Genesis 1 would be bringing back obelisks. These did not exist in the ASE version. In the ASE version, you went around to different mission posts and you were able to, do these missions, and you had to complete a certain number of missions in order to do the boss fight or to start the boss fight. Only the person who was starting the boss fight needed to have done them. So will the obelisks be mission zones? Will they simply be there for the boss fight? Are they changing the boss fight for Genesis, or will the master controller still be corrupting the simulation? This reveal really gave us a lot of questions and not a lot of answers besides telling us, what the rideable version of the Tide Pup is going to look like. And I think the colors on these, especially the mutated colors, are going to be absolutely amazing. This creature looks so cool. But this is 100% part of the paid DLC content. Again, for anybody who's confused, the Tide Pup is not a free dino or a free creature with Genesis 1. So other things in this picture, we have a light fixture, which with the previous Bob's Tall Tales DLCs, each of those had their own lighting kind of structure in them. So this kind of looks like it's going to be the Tides of Fortune version, which is really cool. I actually like the way that it looks. We also have this newly designed box or treasure chest down in the water. And something I didn't notice in the original image was this little blue ball in the corner, which definitely seems out of place. Do you think that this could be the egg for the Tide Pup, or do you think it is something else, a new kind of mechanic or thing coming in with Genesis 1? The next reveal to look at is the one for the Paleoctopus. This came a few weeks ago, and it gave us a good look at a lot of the new content coming with the ships and what they're going to look like, at least partially, as well as the skins for Tides of Fortune. I have a whole video talking about this, so I'd recommend checking that out. I'm going to try and link it up above or in the description as well. And a bit of controversial topic was the structure in the back of this. Before you come for me in the comments, it is not the existing training dummy. I have already shown off a side-by-side comparison of this image and the ASA version, and they are not the same. The ASA version does not have a stick going up its booty. It's also standing in a completely different stance. Is this going to be an armor display? Is it going to be a return of the loadout mannequin, which is actually a Genesis Part 2 item? Or is it something else entirely? With this image, they also teased us with a parrot. While we don't know exactly if this will be a new creature, like ported over from Atlas, or a skin for something like the Ichthyornis, or something else entirely. There is a poll currently up on my post section here on YouTube where you can weigh in on your thoughts about the parrot. So do head over there and let me know, because there's a lot of votes so far. And so far, most people are leaning towards it being a new creature. But will it be a free creature or a paid creature? We don't know. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is absolutely not confirmed, but was something that I thought about, and I'm not sure if it's related or not, so I'd love to hear what you guys think. When Wildcard first released the image for the Fantastic Tames trio, I had first considered the image to be from the island. But now that we have confirmed Obelisk on Genesis, do you think this image for the trio is actually from Genesis 1? And if so, does that mean that it's possible that all the biomes except for Lunar will be on one big island? I don't know how this would work with the Lunar biome. That is kind of like the big one that's up in the air. But do we think that it's going to be one big island similar to how the island is with the ocean biome around it? Because all they've said is that the ocean biome is going to be map-wide. This is just an idea, so let me know what you think in the comments. I'd really love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. Now, creatures! We should be getting the big reveal image for Genesis 1 this weekend, and that will confirm a lot of the creatures we will be seeing next week. I've done a whole breakdown on Genesis 1 from ASE, including all of the dinos and variants, so you should definitely go check out that video. Again, I'm going to try and link it up above or have it in the description. But I personally, in regards to the creatures, would love to see some new surprise X variants. While I don't think they're going to be doing X variants for the paid creatures, because I see a lot of people saying X Pyrobane or, X Dreadmare or something like that. I think it's really interesting if they were to give us some surprise X creatures. And which vanilla creatures would you like to see get an X variant in Genesis 1? And I think this is a really important one because we haven't seen any flyers in the release images for this. Keep in mind that in ASE Genesis 1, there were flyers on the map, however, you couldn't actually ride them. Is it still going to be a non-flyer map, or are they allowing people to fly? So with just over a week to go, I'm super excited to see what Wildcard has in store for us. Let me know in the comments what you think, or come join my Discord, which is going to be linked in the description. I really hope we get some news soon, and maybe a parrot will bring us this juicy gossip in next week's Community Crunch. If you enjoyed this one and made it to the end, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want to come back for more. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one.